You can no more win a war than you can win an earthquake. Jeanette Rankin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that we're going at it yet again. I have just read the news, and it turns out that our esteemed president has decided that he is going to be throwing in with Al-Qaeda in Syria. That's correct. The same group of suspicious individuals waging a very bloody revolution in Syria that John McCain had a photo op with, who turned out to be a bunch of rogue kidnappers, are now going to be the beneficiaries of American weapons technology. I'm seeing some very familiar echoes to what happened in Afghanistan back in the 80s, and I can't help but wonder if, just like with that particular case, if this action will come back to bite us in the ass as well in about 10 or 15 years. And like with President Clinton, in the midst of a bunch of scandals of his own, wagging the dog in the Balkans, now it seems that the anointed one, the adorned dictator of America, is going to be waging a war to save his political ass for the near half-dozen scandals that have been coming out over the course of the past few weeks. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, a little something about the nature of war. If you don't have lies, and if you don't have very big lies, you don't have a war. And the lies coming out of this article that I have linked in the description are really transparent. So much so that if you look at the comment section down below, almost nobody's buying it. The only thing that you see in defense of this is, well, the Republicans did it too. I love listening to that excuse. I actually had a argument with a friend not so long ago where I just simply said, you know something? I think that all of the criticism lobbed at Obama is justified considering what he's doing. Now, this friend proceeded to give me this long spiel about how all the people complaining about Barack Obama are just sudden civil libertarians, and that under the Bush administration there weren't any civil libertarians on the so-called right side of the aisle. What I wanted to say and what I didn't say at the time was, you know what I find more interesting than the fact that those people suddenly became civil libertarians once Obama was elected, was the fact that you stopped being one right as soon as he got elected. I would say that two wrongs don't make a right, but the thing is that I think the average person is really too stupid or too fearful to really grasp the concept. There's too many excuses. There is always something to point to, and you can justify anything. You know, you can punch somebody in the face and say, stop hitting me. And then when they complain about it, they say, hey, you know, that crazy guy down the street did it, so I'm going to do it too. Is that the kind of world that we really want to live in? And furthermore, just a second here. Let me get this straight. Back in the earlier 2000s, all of you people were complaining about unnecessary wars for oil or for political influence, hegemony, all that bullshit that Noam Chomsky constantly yammers about. All of a sudden that changed because of the current guy in office. Is it because he's black? Or is it because he's black? Because those are the only two possible explanations for this. Or maybe because you like what he's doing with Obamacare. I guess, you know, giving corporations the ability to trap people into buying insurance or paying a huge government fine, yeah, that's something to really get into this guy's corner over. Anyway, feel free to visit the link, everybody, and tell me what you think, and we'll have a nice, lively discussion. Until next time, with prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.